I don't give anybody a leash.
Well, I'm saying you...
A leash?
like...
Free speech. Gonna control what people say? Gonna tell people what to believe?
Do you ever worry about getting canceled, Dana?
What does that mean, actually? Canceled. Canceled by who?
Dana White, the iconic boss of the UFC, has remained unwavering as one of the top CEOs standing against the perversions of the woke culture. In this video, we are going to be looking at instances where Dana went completely haywire on woke culture and left liberal journalists fuming in anger.
You were talking about, like, you obviously give a long leash to your fighters about, what they can say when they are up there with a UFC microphone and you are getting into territory of homophobia, transphobia. Like, is there...
I don't give anybody a leash.
Starting immediately with this interview where Dana White completely demolished a woke journalist who tried to corner him with leftist rhetoric and accusations of transphobia. Dana immediately saw the tactic being used and went into defense mode, exposing the journalist for his lies.
Free speech. Gonna control what people say? Gonna tell people what to believe? Gonna tell people... I don't can tell any other human being what to say, what to think, and there's no leashes on any of them.
As a true advocate for free speech, Dana completely threw the reporter off balance, refuting the claims that he somehow held all his fighters on a leash and controlled what they were allowed to say. According to Dana White, everyone had the right to their opinion, and demanding to control what people could say is a direct affront to free speech.
It's asking that question. I'll move on, though.
Yeah, probably a good idea. That's ridiculous to say I give somebody a leash. Free speech, brother. People can say whatever they want and they can believe whatever they want. And I don't think there's any... We had two gay women who fought in the co-main event. They sat on the stage with Sean Strickland.
Dana went further by explaining that in the UFC, different fighters of different orientations are all allowed to coexist and practice their sports. The fact remains that only the Democrats and the woke media machines are notorious for demonizing those who refuse to share their opinion. And the claims by the woke reporter is nothing but another attempt by the so-called progressive left to cancel him.
Do you ever worry about getting canceled, Dana?
What does that mean, actually? Canceled. Canceled by who? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Canceled by who? I obviously have, in the UFC and in life, you have a fan base.
Yes.
People
that believe in you, that love you regardless.
And do whatever it is that, that are in with you. Outside of those people and my circle that I give a shit about, I could care less.
Real quick, if you're enjoying this content and want more insights like this, hit subscribe and help us reach these topics to a wider audience. Thank you for the support. Now, let's jump back in. Dana has had to deal with getting attacked by reporters on his views on politics. He was quoted saying this about Kamala during an interview with CNN. "I have nothing against her whatsoever. And like I said, I'm not political. But do I think that she is fit for the job? I do not." White argues that he has no personal issues with the Democrats, only that he doesn't support their policy and, by extension, their candidacy. This is what has made him a target for the woke left. Here is the moment Dana White went on the Shannon Sharpe show, where he was interviewed about his potential fear of getting canceled. But Dana explains that he couldn't care less about what the woke left had to say about his opinion, and any attempts at canceling him are doomed to fail, as he maintains a strong following of supporters who believe in what he does.
Okay? Think about this. In life, back in the 80s, if you came out and said you were gay, it could destroy your career. It could destroy... Imagine living a life where you can't be who you really are.
Correct.
It's got to be a horrible thing, right? That.
Dana drew a connection between the censorship gays and lesbians suffered in the 80s, and what is currently being done to those who do not agree to cancel culture in this present decade. According to Dana, it's nothing but the same cancel tactic of speech policing and censorship culture, which is being used to coerce people into taking up woke beliefs.
You like it or you don't like it, I don't give a
Right.
That's your problem, not mine. So you're going to have people who do like you and don't like you. This whole trying to cancel people thing, even the thing when I did the
roast?
Described as using his sport to foster conservative views, Dana White has never denied his association with the Conservative Party and Donald Trump. Dana White has made it very clear that he could care less about what the woke media thinks about him, and no amount of intended media bullying is going to force him into taking up woke ideologies. Dana has made it obvious that regardless of the backlash, he is definitely going to stand up for what he believes is right for the country.
I think I think a lot of people are in fear because
I'm having breakfast with him tomorrow on his plane. He's my friend.
Right.
We talk all the time. We talk about fights. So he called me up right after Abu Dhabi and said, those rights are great. Oh my God, the Volk.
Dana White, during an interview with Theo Von, went all out about his unwavering support for Donald Trump. According to him, he and the president have always been good friends. And despite the attacks and hate Donald Trump was getting from the leftist media at that time, the UFC CEO wasn't about to cower in fear and deny his cordial relationship with Donald Trump. He reiterated just how close he and Trump are, regardless of the impending backlash from the woke left.
It was great.
He's a great guy. He's
it was neat.
Politics are dirty, man. It's nasty. It's ugly. And like all the shit that's going on right with him right now, if he wasn't running, they wouldn't be doing any of this stuff to him. None of this would be happening. And if he wasn't in the lead, like he's going to win the election, none of this would be happening to him right now. So it is what it is. And the guy's always been an amazing friend to me. He and I will be friends for the rest of our lives.
Dana White's bold declaration of his friendship with Donald Trump is probably one thing that sets him apart from the bulk of the elites in the United States, particularly those in Hollywood who have all been coerced into sharing opinions that are doctored to suit the leftist narrative, according to Dana. Trump remains an amazing personality, and whatever is being peddled about him is nothing but fake news peddled by the woke mainstream media.
Volatile over politics, man. This is America.
Yeah.
You can vote for whoever you want. You could be on either side of the political spectrum. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't judge you by your politics. I judge what type of a person you are.
Yeah.
Dana White made a great point by making a clear distinction between a person's politics and the person they are. According to Dana, he doesn't judge anyone by their political opinions. He only takes people by the attitude they portray, which is clearly unlike the woke media, which have continued to foster divides across race, gender, and social class, creating an atmosphere of strife and hate, while using the mainstream media as a tool to push their woke narrative across the United States. Dana White has not only claimed to support Trump, but has, on countless occasions, come out to publicly endorse Donald Trump in the full view of woke onlookers and cheering Trump supporters.
We are 9 days away from the most important election of my lifetime. Stakes have never been higher, and the choice has never been clearer. President Trump and I have been friends for 25 years. I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. He is the most resilient, hardest working human being that I've ever met in my life.
Dana White solidly supports the movement being led by Donald Trump. During this rally, which occurred days before the election, Dana gave a shocking speech that left the woke camp cluelessly shocked.
I know he's a great leader. This is not my opinion, not my hope. He's proven he can build the strongest economy in American history. He's proven he can secure our borders and keep our nation safe. He's proven to be the strong leader allies and adversaries alike must respect.
Dana White went on in his speech to talk about the fact that Donald Trump has exactly what it takes to go head-on against the major issues plaguing the American people. And drawing from his past tenure as president, Dana White stated that he is completely convinced that Trump can rebuild the economy to its the highest point, strengthen and secure the borders, and stand out as the strong international leader that world governments respect, all of which Joe Biden and Kamala Harris has failed to be.
He loves this country so much, He's literally put his life on the line for it. What is the other candidate proving? She can get your party's nomination without even facing voters. What else? What else can she offer the American people other than vague promises and no plan?
Dana White completely decimated Kamala Harris, citing her undemocratic appointment as the presidential candidate without a proper primary election, a clear indication of her incompetence and unreadiness to tackle the nation's problems, which she played a massive role in causing in the first place. Dana's complete and utter disregard for the woke media has continued to inspire more and more people to stand up and speak boldly against the woke culture.
Dana White, who has done some job. He's a tough guy.
Dana has been called a friend of Donald Trump by MSNBC and other news media, and the UFC CEO doesn't seem to mind at this point. With the just concluded elections and the Republican victory, Donald Trump, during his victory speech, gave out time to call on Dana White to again address the crowd for his role in being a true patriot and not folding under the weight of leftist censorship and cancellation.
Nobody deserves this more than him, and nobody deserves this more than his family does. This is what happens when the machine comes after you. What you've seen over the last several years, this is what it looks like. Couldn't stop him. He keeps going forward. He doesn't quit. He's the most resilient, hardworking man I've ever met in my life. His family are incredible people. This is karma, ladies and gentlemen. He deserves this. They deserve it as a family.
Immediately, Dana White came forward. He went all out to reminisce about the great battles of Donald Trump, calling out the woke media for being the machine that did everything to push their narrative across America and silence Donald Trump, who stood as the symbol for a truly free America.
I want to thank the Nelk boys, Aiden Ross, Theo Vaughn, busting with the boys, and last but not least, the mighty and powerful Joe Rogan. And thank you, America. Thank you. Have a good night.
Dana didn't hold back in calling out all those who risked so much to ensure that the woke media was defeated and buried. In his usual tough guy personal style, he ended his speech by calling out Joe Rogan for his amazing role in the fight against woke culture. What are your thoughts? How influential do you think Dana White and Joe Rogan have been in this movement? And what does their impact mean for the future of media and culture? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more honest discussions. See you in the next video.